What's up everybody, this is Danny, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Slim Armor View case for the Nexus 5. And you may know this series of cases from some of the most popular phones out there, like the Galaxy Note 3, but now it's here for your Nexus 5. And this is available for $44.99 on their website, but make sure you check their Amazon store because sometimes the prices are better over there and you still get the same great product. Now this is available in white or black, but I'm going to be showing you the black version today. Not much comes in the box, so I won't bore you with that. It comes with a case, and then it comes with this little insert here that's going to show you exactly how to get started with this case, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But let's take a little bit closer look at the case itself. Now, if you remember the one for the Note 3, it does have a plastic screen protector on the front there where the window would be. And on this version, it does not have it at all. And I'll explain that to you later, the advantages and disadvantages. But you can see there's a cool cutout there for the LED notification light, which is nice, and the speaker. And then you have your typical cutouts there. You have your hinge there, your volume rocker switches, which are pretty tactile. And then you also have your speaker cutouts, your microphone cutout, and the USB cutout. And then you have that Spigen logo on the opposite side, and then you also have your power button. This hinge mechanism is actually very strong, and I'll show you that later on in this video. And where it clips together here, it's actually very strong as well. You're not going to hear this reassuring click when it actually closes, but I've never had any problems with this coming apart. And if you want to use this case without the flip cover, then you can. So maybe a day that you don't want to use this cover, go ahead and take it off. Alright, so let's go ahead and get to the install. I have my red Nexus 5 right here, and all you do is slip it right into the case. Very easy to install, no problems at all. It's a very snug fit, and then all you do is close the cover. But you're going to need some software to make this thing work. So remember that insert earlier? The best way to get this going is to use the QR code on that insert, and what it does is take you straight to the Google Play Store, and it will make you download something called StyleView Cover. The only downside is the StyleView Cover, the one that you can install for free, has ads on it. So it's 99 cents to buy the Pro version with no ads. So I opted to buy it for 99 cents, but you do not have to make this work. Now, what you need to do is go ahead and run that, and you will see it says StyleView Cover running, and it shows you that in the notification tray. And now you can see that there is a bunch of different stuff that you can do in the settings here, and I'll go over those later on in this video because there is a lot of stuff, especially with the advanced settings. Now, if you're familiar with the Samsung devices, then you know that those cases work off of some magnets and some authentication chips. But this time what they did was they made it run off the proximity sensor. So here to demonstrate, if you cover the proximity sensor, then it comes on. So you know that every time you close your cover, it's actually using the proximity sensor to actually trigger that StyleView Cover. So here it is in action. You just close the cover, and then now you can see your notifications in that little view cover area. There's not a whole lot of interaction you can do inside of this view area, but you can't scroll up and down. But if you hold down on a notification, then it will never show that notification again. But now you can do that in the settings, which I'll show you later on. But if you swipe to the left or right, you can get rid of that notification. Very simple. Now, the bad thing is that if you actually tap on the notification itself, nothing happens. So I hope they update the software to where some kind of interaction will happen there. And what's cool is that you can actually get to your notification tray here. It's a little bit tough to. If you have small fingers, it might be easier for you to trigger that. But you can actually look at your full notification here. Like, let me look at this Google Plus interaction here. And if I tap on that, it will actually take me straight into Google Plus. And I'm able to scroll through and actually look at that. So that might be very interesting for some people. And now the same thing with email as well. You can actually dive right into your email and take a look at it. But the bad thing is there's no way to respond to it. And that makes sense because there's no way to trigger the keyboard. That's totally understandable though, because this case was not meant for that. It was meant for you to see your notifications at a quick glance when you pull your phone right out of your pocket, and then to act accordingly. The view cover is very responsive most of the time, and as you can see that when I opened it here, it takes me to the lock screen. But sometimes it's a little bit wonky here. Let me show you, because if you have the YouTube app open and you close it, and then you open it back up again, then it takes you straight to the YouTube app or the app that you had prior to. And then now that I have it running, and then I close it, it takes a little while for it to come back up, and then when I open it again, then it bypasses that lock screen. So it's a little bit weird. I'm not sure if that's the software doing that or maybe it's just understood, but I found it to be a little bit weird because sometimes it takes you to the lock screen, sometimes it takes you straight to the app or right to the home screen. I talked about the settings earlier, and I want to kind of dive back into that because there's a lot here with the StyleView Cover app, and especially with the advanced settings on. So I'm sorry if this review is a little bit long, but I think I need to cover this. And you can change different things in that lock screen. Like you can change the color of your clock, which is pretty cool. I mean, there's a lot of customization here, and it goes live as soon as you change it inside of the app itself. You can even adjust the position of the window where you can actually give it some extra pixels, but when you do that, it lowers the information area on that front view square. So let me show you. See how the clock now is in the middle? So if you just want the clock only, maybe that might be good for you, and that's good that they have that customization, but I think that the 100 pixel range was exactly perfect for that viewing area, just like you see here. See that music widget right there? It does not work because it was made specifically for Samsung phones. So I don't think that this software was exactly made for this case, but it does work. Now, remember I told you you can choose whatever apps you want to show up on the notification panel. You can do that. That's nice that have that great customization there. And then you can also use a wallpaper, which I thought was a great touch because in black and white, I thought it looked a little bit dull. And you can pick whatever image you want, you can scale it, and then you can make it look very nice. So the wallpaper inclusion is awesome. Here's what it looks like without a wallpaper. Some people might find it more clean to have it just in black and white, but I prefer the wallpaper. This case even gives you the opportunity to show how many times you open this case, but it wasn't very accurate and it was a little bit annoying being there on the bottom, so I turned that off. There's a whole bunch of other features here, but one of the first things that I would do is that turn screen off shortly. Turn that off because it only lets you view your notifications for like 2 seconds and then it turns off. So there's a whole bunch of customization here and you're gonna have to play around with these, but those are the features that I use most. Remember how I said that music widget on that view cover didn't work because it was made for Samsung phones? Well, Spigen is going to release an app soon called Spigen Smart View, and it's going to let you access the camera, the music player, and it's going to give you the skin customization. So that's going to be very cool. Look forward to that. It says coming soon 5/1/2014. So hopefully that will come very soon to make this case even better than it is right now. Now that I've taken up a ridiculous amount of time speaking about the features of this case, now let's talk about the protection of this case, because remember, it is a case and it's a little bit bulky and a little bit thick, but that's meant to give you ultimate protection. The only downside is where that view cover window is, there's no plastic protector there, so your screen is vulnerable. So you're probably going to need to get a screen protector of some sort. But if you look at the case itself, it's going to give you some great protection. Look at how much rays you have around the camera itself and the LED flash. You have these little bumps on the 4 corners on the back, so it will actually raise that case above the actual surface you put it on. And look at that front lip protection that you get on the screen itself. So even if you don't have that front cover on, you're going to get some great protection. If you're worried about this view cover flying off with movement, then don't be, because that little clip mechanism is very strong and it's not going to come off of there. You're going to have to physically pull it off for it to open. And if you're worried about the hinge mechanism, then I wouldn't worry about this at all either, because it's very, very strong. It's exactly like all the other slim armor view cases I've ever reviewed, but no matter what I do to this, it's not coming off of there. And let me swing this as hard as I can now. And if I trust my Nexus 5 in this, doing this, then trust me, it's not coming off of there. That hinge mechanism is very, very strong. Some people might be upset that there is no plastic protection in this view cover area, but there's an actual advantage to this, and let me show you why. Because of the camera. If you look, the camera is not covered whatsoever, and that view cover area sometimes with the plastic piece can get scratched up and it can hinder your camera performance. But here, as you can see, it does not hinder the camera performance whatsoever. So camera lovers will love this case. Now the only downside to that is that since it's open, it does open it up to dirt, debris, and the elements, things like that. But the best way to do it here is to get a screen protector. And here, as you can see, I have a glass screen protector on the front, and this case has no problems working with that. So I think that's the ultimate protection here, glass screen protector with the slim armor view case, and I think that is a win. So let's talk about the big elephant in the room here, and that is battery life, because this app is running constantly and it does take up some battery life. Now, does it destroy your battery life? No, I don't think so, but you will notice a little bit of a battery drain from this case and this app running. So, I mean, it's not a deal breaker whatsoever. It doesn't destroy your battery, but you may notice like a 10% or 15% battery drain from this case. So make sure you're aware of that before you buy this. It all depends on how many times you open the cover and actual use. Now, you can use this case without the view cover itself, and I do like it without it, but I wish that Spigen would make a little piece that actually goes over that, so you don't have this awkward indent right here. It just makes it feel weird in the hand. So if they actually made a little piece to go over that so you can use this case without the view cover sometimes, I think that'd be great. So Spigen, give me that next time, and I think you'll have a super hit on your hands. So what do you guys think about the Slim Armor View case for the Nexus 5? Is this something that you've been waiting for? I think it's actually a pretty neat case, and especially that it uses the proximity sensor instead of any kind of specialized hardware. It's accurate, it works most of the time just fine, and I think the customizability of these apps, and hopefully Spigen's new app coming up, will give us more functionality in this case. So I recommend this case. I think it's a good one. I think it gives you solid protection as well. It's a little bit pricey, but if you're willing to pay the price, I think this is a great case with great protection. All right, well, that does it for me. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at SuperScientific if you have any questions. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more content like this one, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you guys in the next video.